way down in the jungle deep, the badass Shayz stepped on Money Green's feet. Money Green said, "Damn it, Shayz, can't you see? Why you're standing on my goddamn feet?" Shayz said, "I ain't heard a word you said, but if you say two more, I'm gonna step on your motherfucking head." The monkey lived in the jungle in the old oak tree, BS the lion every day of the week. And every day before the sun went down, the lion would kick his ass all through the jungle town. But the monkey got wise and started using his whip. Said, "I'm gonna put a stop to this old ass kicking shit." So he ran up on the lion the very next day. Psych, we ain't gonna keep going through the whole thing. You're supposed to stop me.
I wasn't sure, Money Green. I wasn't sure. I was like, he about to do the whole thing. This might be the whole show.
I'm getting on the road. All the alcohol wore off, and now I'm starting to act a fool. When the alcohol hit me, I was laid back with my mind on my money and the money on, and now the stuff that wore off, and now I'm turning to my regular self. I'm like a damn reverse vampire.
Yeah.
When it's not, what's that, a werewolf?
Not
a werewolf.
Not the vampire in Brooklyn either.
I'm like a werewolf. When it's not a full moon, I act crazy.
Oh, Lord.
When the full moon come out, I chill like Orange Juice Jones. So, the movie Dolemite on Netflix. It's not the movie Dolemite. We gotta stop saying that. The movie is Dolemite Is My Name.
Dolemite Is My Name.
It's starring Eddie Murphy as
There's a host of stars.
Rudy Ray Moore, aka Dolemite, and he talks about how the movie Dolemite was filmed, how they went about putting that movie together, his career in general, setting up for the movie. Shayz wanted to talk about this. I've been waiting for this movie. I'm a big fan of the Dolemite movie. Mm-hmm. And Petey Wheatstraw is another movie I like of Rudy Ray Moore's. And another movie I like of his is The Human Tornado. So I looked forward, because he's an underground comic, Rudy Ray Moore. Very super underground. Most people never heard of him before Eddie Murphy put him out there like that. I would probably say 2% of Americans probably heard of him, but they probably heard his voice and heard his name in rap songs and a couple of rap videos, but they really didn't know what was going on. They probably never even heard a record of his or seen one of his movies. I was talking to my cousin the other day. He said, "I never seen the movie. I never even heard of it." And he's in his 50s. So I was happy and have been happy that he's been getting this much attention. I wish he could have got these roses while he were alive. He passed away, I think, in 2009, 2010. But I wish you were here to see all this. But the movie.
Well, I learned a lot in this movie because I had heard about Dolemite because of you, man. And a couple of my uncles had heard, and I heard, I seen that they had the record of it. And I seen him before. I seen him in TV shows that he done some special, appearances and shows.
He appeared in Martin.
Yeah, he appeared in Martin.
The episode when they were about to close down the theater, so they brought Pretty Tony.
Yes.
Antonio Vargas and Rudy Ray Moore and Jerome.
Was it Ozzy brother? Wasn't it?
No.
That wasn't him.
No, Pretty Tony from the Mac.
Pretty Tony from the Mac.
And they were all competing as Player of the Year.
Oh yeah.
And Rudy Ray Moore went up there with the what did he go up there as? He played a banjo or something. Yeah.
But anyway, he was in the Martin show. And then, I heard about it was something else I wanted to bring up. I can't remember now. It left me.
He was on Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Yeah, he was.
When his girlfriend asked him, "Daddy, what would I have if I had some nuts on the wall?" He said, "Darling, you had some walnuts." He said, "Well, what would happen? What would happen if I had nuts on my chest?" He said, "Darling, you had some chestnuts." And she said, "Well, Daddy, what would happen if I had some nuts on my chin? Would those be chin nuts?" He said, "Hell no, you have a in your mouth."
Oh my gosh. Okay. So he did like black exploitation movies. But it really showed how he got started. But part of it is too that I learned is that Rudy Ray Moore stole that from the drunks outside.
Yeah, but he really didn't get it from the drunks. I don't know if that part is true.
Yeah, because they showed it to the guy.
But this is what I'm gonna say, and that could have been just them showing how it took place, but there were super old records and old stories of Big Bad Dolemite. Way before.
But who was it? Somebody else before Rudy Ray Moore?
And it's not. Yes, it's not about somebody walking into the record store saying stuff. There were people out decades and decades early that were doing it. I've seen some old writings about it. I've seen. I think I came across a recording of it in the 50s or something.
But who was it?
Like 20 years. People would just do it. Like hip hop. Like you say a rhyme. I said a hip hop, a hippie to the hip hop, and then after a while, people in other cities catch on, and people travel, and they say, I said a hip hop, hip, hippie, the hippie hop to the hop, the hip, and you just had different variations, but they all started off with a hip hop. So they would all start off with Dolemite, and they would tell these little stories, but they didn't have what Rudy Ray Moore put into it. So I heard one, he was saying, yeah, this guy, Big Bad Dolemite, came through the city and he was like a such and such, and he had everybody such and such, but he didn't rhyme. But it was kind of jazzy, but it had that 1940s tempo and music behind it. Anybody think about that? It had that old music behind it or whatever, so it was almost like a big band jazz. And clearly old, but Rudy Ray Moore's is clearly 70s music in the background.
Right.
And the recordings are 70s. You can just hear it in the what do they call it, the phonotype or whatever they call that stuff with the record players. Okay. So this has been going on in different parts of the country over and over again, and I don't know how he came across it. He may have come across it on an old record, or it could actually have been multiple junks doing it. But nevertheless, he got it, and he started recording it, but he put his own twist on it, just like the others did. He put his own twist on it, you know what I'm saying? And then you have him rhyming and adding a lot of vulgarities, because the ones that I heard before him, they weren't vulgar.
Right, his became vulgar.
Right, they were like a black Superman. Dolemite was like a black Superman, almost like a John Henry mixed with Superman. Those are the ones I came across. Rudy Ray Moore's was like, he was like,
rated X, XX,
right,
XX.
Right.
Ew.
So you said you learned some things about where you got it from.
I learned some things. Well, if that's true or not, I don't know.
It's still around the same.
Right.
Yeah, it's about the same thing.
Could be because he wanted to make something of himself, because his father told him he wouldn't make anything of himself. Right. So I didn't even know that part. I didn't even know that his life when he was younger was that bad, that he didn't have people behind him, in his corner. Right. So when he started off, I had to give it to him. He set out to do what he said he was going to do, even though he had moments where he felt that it wasn't going to happen. But
a lot of setbacks.
He had some setbacks, but he moved forward. He kept going. Like even when he came across the young lady,
Lady Reed,
who's a comedian too. He came across her there.
Well, she wasn't a comedian.
She wasn't, but he created her. Right. Her image, right, who she was going to be. And I'm surprised them two never. They stayed friends.
Well, Dolemite was gay.
I didn't know that.
Rudy Ray Moore is gay.
I didn't know that.
Now I don't know if he was.
They didn't portray that in the movie.
Yeah.
Or they didn't really say.
Maybe he was bisexual, but he messed with men too. So okay. Either he messed with men and women, or he just messed with men. But that's just how it was. But no, it wasn't known by everybody.
Okay. That was known after he passed or before he died?
Before he died, I knew it. And recently, his road manager has come out and said it and started giving instances and telling people what was going on tour, and how the woman would crowd him and try to come to his hotel room and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, well, the road manager, be like, no, he's busy, he's doing this, so he got to do this, so he got to get up early. You do whatever you can, instead of saying, oh, he gay, he ain't messing with y'all, because that's your fan base, you know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, okay.
So you just learned something else.
Yeah, I just learned something else, because the way his persona is, I would have never seen that. Right. I wouldn't have seen that coming at all. Right.
He was super masculine.
Right, very much so. Even with when he started doing the movies.
Right.
You know, and that's what but something was like he never really hit on Lady Reed.
But Lady Reed was pretty old.
Well, yeah.
In the movie, she's not.
She's okay. So they didn't portray her as who she really was.
Right.
Okay, so I didn't know that part. But even though he looked after her though.
Yeah.
He looked after her like that was his sister.
I look after you.
You do.
You my Lady Reed. I'm your Dolemite.
That's true. Except for the other part.
Yeah, no, I don't blame that.
Yeah, don't do that.
I like that.
Okay, so back on point.
Yeah.
So I thought that was good that he created another character with her.
Right.
And brought her along.
Right. And he could satisfy two audiences.
Correct. And he did it, and I thought that was brilliant of him to think to do something like that.
Or satisfy the entire room.
It was on the fly because as they started talking, I think that's when he really grasped with this person. I got something. I can work with this.
Right. They didn't say it, and I don't know this, but I'm sure. I'm not gonna say I'm sure, but there's probably a chance that he had Mom's Mabley or LaWanda Page. You know, LaWanda Page is Aunt Esther from Sanford and Son, but she was doing records back then. Oh yes, and Leroy and Skillet from Sanford and Son. Of course, Red Fox too, but I think LaWanda Page has a couple of albums with Leroy and Skillet. Okay. So you remember Two Lives Crew? Their first song, Move Something? That's Aunt Esther in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, daddy, please. All that kind of stuff.
Okay,
that's her.
Okay.
Yes. And Rudy Ray Moore saying, Don't Rush Me. 2 different albums. He said, don't rush me. 2 different albums. On his album, he said, Don't Rush Me, B. But that was something totally different from what LaWanda Page was doing. But there's samples from 2 different albums. But I'm sure he probably said, well, he met her and she was cool. She can be like LaWanda Page. So when I come out, I can talk to the fellas and the ladies laugh. She can talk to the ladies and the fellas laugh. But we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Just like later, you got Biggie and Lil' Kim. You know, people just come out with a homegirl and y'all can just knock out everybody at the same time.
Like we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I did learn a lot. I guess it was funny because in some instances, Eddie Murphy kind of looked like him.
Right.
But with Eddie Murphy. But I still was in a place where I felt like, wow. Okay, Rudy. I mean, when the making of the movie had me cracking up because that daggone Wesley Snipes.
Wesley, okay.
With the pinky. So at first, when he was talking to him at the restaurant, trying to get him...
Strip club.
Yeah, to get on board. I was like, was he crazy?
Right.
Or not?
But he's sitting there with a girl.
Right. So I'm like, is this his persona?
He was pompous.
Yes. But we do have metrosexuals. So
he was uppity and stuck up.
Very.
Hopefully that's what it was.
Very much so.
Have you ever seen the movie Dolemite?
I seen, but I don't remember them as they're faint because it's been a minute since I've seen one.
Okay.
And I do remember the one where he jumped over the bushes. Right. I remember when I saw him do it, I remembered the movie. Okay. But I don't even remember bits and pieces of it. I don't remember all of it. And it made me want to go back and look at it, but I know I probably won't because, there's so much language in that movie.
You can't take the language?
You know how
I can bring it over here.
I know you could.
I can bring it over here.
Crack up and have.
I bought the set. He has a set.
How many's in the set?
There are 8 DVDs.
Oh, it's in DVD?
I think only 3 are really worth watching.
Oh, okay.
The other 5 are if you ain't got nothing to do and you just want to watch something. Because I have to keep it real. The first movie I saw of his wasn't Dolemite. It was The Disco Godfather. So I heard all these records and I saw The Disco Godfather at Blockbuster or something. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get this. And I put it, I'm like, what the hell is, man.
It wasn't good.
But if you're a big fan of somebody, you'll accept whatever they put out. And you're not gonna say it's great, but you just get a little piece of them. So I'm like, this movie on a scale of 1 to 10 is okay, so you and I, we always do a scale of 1 star to 5 stars. I would say The Disco Godfather was a 0.5 star.
Woo! Ooh, that was awful then.
Yes, but he's still in it. And even if you get a scene of him being who he is on those records, then you like that scene. Or you may watch the whole thing just to get to that scene. But out of respect, you may watch the whole thing like, oh yeah, okay. Just like you may do your favorite singer.
Yeah.
Certain songs you're not going to press fast or skip. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still your favorite singer. So their worst song on that album, I'll still listen to it because I love how she sings. Or I love how he sings. So that's how that is. And he has a couple of stand-ups or something that he does. But Dolemite, like you said, how they were making the film, like that fight scene is that good in the actual movie. It will make sense. I don't know if they had a consultant who was on the set of the real Dolemite and said, okay, well, this is how we did it. Oh yeah, we did it in one take. I don't know how true that is, but I know that the scene is so horrible that it's great.
Right.
That scene is brilliant, and that's how the movie starts. Like within the first 3 or 4 minutes, that scene takes place, and it is. My cousin Steve, he always imitates that. Like, that's how the punches actually were. It is so funny, and I enjoy watching it. So
yeah. So when they made it, it was funny because they had college kids. Which was low, where you had to keep your overhead low.
And you didn't know what you were doing.
You didn't know what she was doing.
So you had to get somebody to do it.
And when I saw them, like, we ain't got no lights in here. I was like, really?
Right.
But
anyway. He did use an old abandoned hotel.
Right.
That's true. So if you get a whole bunch of truths, there going to have to be some things in there that may not have actually
stretched.
Right. Or may not have actually taken place, but they fit
in there.
They fit what would have taken place.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Like certain conversations, you know what I'm saying? Or that scene when he's in the hotel staring in the mirror after rehearsing, all that kind of stuff. That probably didn't happen, but it fits what was going on with the story. And
but it was funny when he was in the back of the car when they was driving. They was trying to.
That's one of my favorite scenes.
That's funny.
Drive.
Right.
Drive. I love that when he does that.
Yes, that was funny. And some parts was funny that they didn't even know was going to be funny. It just like we want to still do it and see what happens.
Right.
You know. So I thought it was really good. I mean.
So you enjoyed the movie?
I enjoyed the movie.
It
was a host. I had to look at it again because Shayz on the mic went to sleep because I looked at it too late. Okay. So I had to. Look at it again.
You're right.
To make sure that when I talked about it, I had the full knowledge of the movie. And I thought that the people who he picked to play in the movie was good.
And Mike Epps.
I like that he picked Craig. What's his?
Tasha Smith.
Yeah, Tasha Smith.
You said Craig.
Yeah. What's his?
Mike Epps?
No, not Mike Epps. The one who was doing the singing.
Oh, okay. I got you.
I can't
the little afro. I always
his
the
name
afro.
is Craig something.
Okay.
I like him in movies anyway. It's something about him that I like. Okay. I like it because he sings and he does a lot of different things. So I like him being in the movie.
All right.
I also liked what's his name? Kale.
Keegan Michael K.
Keegan Michael K.
And Craig is Craig Robinson.
Craig. So I got his name right though. His first name. I just couldn't think of his last name.
And the gay guy in there, Titus Burgess. You see, he was hanging around Rudy Ray Moore. So that it sounds like they were saying Rudy Ray Moore kept the gay guy around.
But you know what? I already knew that because he was in a couple of other things that he was funny.
It's not fabric softening commercial. But I'm saying,
and that's my commercial too. I think that's so funny.
But I'm saying about him being like that, hanging around him. So that was their way of saying. I think that was their way of saying.
But I thought because he just knew him from the neighborhood and he figured
from the record store.
From the record store, they got close and he's good with money. These are the people he kept around him that he knew that he felt that he could roll with and they're comfortable and he trusted them. Yeah,
but why did they make him gay? That's what I'm saying.
I think already that.
No, I'm saying I think that was their way of sliding that in.
Maybe so, but I'm gonna tell you that nobody noticed it.
They noticed it. They were always looking like.
You noticed that probably was their way of saying it, but me not knowing anyway, I wouldn't have seen that. I would have just seen that there was a gay guy in the movie, and he worked at the record store.
Okay. Okay, because he could have been straight. in the movie, and nothing would have changed in the movie. So I think
right. So that's what I'm saying. Either way, whoever they would have put there, I still wouldn't have caught on to him because of how muscular, or not muscular.
Yeah,
but how
you talking about his jaw, his cheekbones?
Yeah, his cheekbones. I didn't even say muscular.
My son was the best.
How manly he was as a person, I wouldn't have even seen him being that way at all.
Okay.
Until you told me, I wouldn't have known.
Rudy Ray Moore.
Right, Rudy Ray Moore. I wouldn't have known because he seemed to be that ladies' man.
So did you get emotional? Oh, that's right. You didn't see the whole movie. You got to watch the rest of the movie.
I did see the whole movie. I said I went to sleep, but I already watched it again.
So you can't rate? Can you rate it? Did you get emotional at the end of the movie?
I said, I don't know if I was emotional. I felt some kind of like, wow, like, you get
a little warm feeling, or
I felt like when they was all in the limo and they was driving, they wasn't sure.
Reading the critics,
right? Reading it, I felt some kind of way. I was like, dang, ain't nobody gonna try to see the movie. But then he was all positive, like, okay, so what? Still won't go, So so I was like, okay, well, hey, something might come out of this. So once they got there and they started going in and they saw people. I was like, okay.
It was on there.
Yeah, it was on, and I like that he engaged with the people, especially the little boy. But he engaged with the people because it wasn't just about his movie; it was about the people coming to see him, and he wanted to give that.
He's a people's person,
yeah,
and that's why
so happy
I wish he could have been here to get all this love and adoration.
And I like that he showed. You know what? I'm gonna be out here with y'all till the next movie starts.
Right.
Y'all came to see me, so I'm gonna be out here with y'all.
But that's his thing.
And making
that's his vibe, is to get that energy back from people.
He loved
and that would make him go.
Yeah, and that would make him go. And he was like, y'all go ahead and look at the movie. I'm gonna be out here with these. They come to see me. I'm gonna stay out here with them.
Because that may not have happened.
I think it did. I want to think it did.
But that may not have happened.
It may.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things they could have easily said, well, we'll have him do this just to show how cool he was, but it didn't happen.
Right.
But just to show you how he was around people.
Well, if it happened or not, I thought that was a cool part of the movie.
Yeah, there are a lot of that.
Yeah,
there are a lot of parts like that.
That was cool.
Just like him saying, and it's another thing that when Mike Epps said, "This is my brother-in-law's car," whatever.
Oh yeah.
What if it wasn't his brother? I don't think it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But
it don't matter. It's blown up name.
Yeah, but Mike Epps may not have ever said that in the movie. That character. Yeah. It could have been a rental from a junkyard or something they just got from the junkyard. But it fit
the movie.
Right.
I got you.
Because showing how strongly he felt about it. We just do this. Let's do it. So who knows? But I give it. You gonna rate it?
No, you want to let you rate first.
Out of 5 stars, I only had one problem with the movie. My only problem is Eddie Murphy is one of the greatest impersonators we've ever seen. He can do all these different voices, but he used his regular voice for Dolemite. And Dolemite has a hairy voice. You know what I'm saying? Like you saw the end. Bitch, are you for real? That's right. Dolemite is my name. He always had this in his voice and all this kind. Ed could do that in his sleep. So why didn't he do it for this? And here he was like, way down in the jungle deep. He was using the regular Eddie Murphy voice. Big bad lion stepped on the signifying monkey's feet. And I'm like, Ed, this is you. Everything was Dolemite except for that voice. So if he could have just did the Dolemite voice, which he could have done like nothing, he probably felt like doing the entire movie.
He could have.
But he did it in Vampire in Brooklyn. He did all them voices in there. But that's my only problem. But even still, out of 5 stars, I give it a 5. They did a great job.
Well, you know what he might have thought, because he was making the movie of Dolemite, like this is a new beginning for him. Maybe he wanted it to seem more natural.
Maybe. I'm just saying I don't like that.
Hey, you gave me your
any reason. It's not gonna be good enough.
You gave me your spiel on how you felt about certain parts of the movie. I'm giving you mine.
No,
maybe
you could be right.
He felt it was natural enough because it was like this was his dream person to do anyway.
Shayz, you can be 100% right.
And he wanted to do it in his voice.
You can be 100% right.
In his voice, portraying Rudy Ray Moore as Dolemite. That is maybe the reason why he wanted to do it that way.
You could be 100% right.
And I'm probably 100% right, but I'm going to give you my rating.
Before you give your rating, you could be 100% right of his reasoning. No reason works.
I'm going to give it a 4.5 star.
That's one of the biggest ratings you've ever given.
And the reason why it didn't get the whole 5 is because some parts of the movie, I liked it, and I guess in my head, I had a different thought about how the movie was going to be.
What did you think it was going to be?
I guess when you mentioned the voice part, I probably felt that way too. Like, I thought he was going to sound like him more. I thought it was going to be like, I guess some things shocked me, like the wig. I was like, I thought it was his head. I mean, so I don't know. So I'm going by what I see. Mm-hmm. This is behind the scenes that I don't know. So I'm like, wow. So I kind of felt that it was more to put in the movie that didn't get in the movie. I think Eddie Murphy could have did more for this movie, and in some parts of it, I felt like he quickly went fast forward in this movie.
Like what?
Like I would have kind of wanted to know where Rudy came from a little bit more of his beginning.
Arkansas, wherever.
Yeah, I would have liked to know a little bit more of that.
Background. A
little more background in it, mm-hmm. and then go into who he is now. Mm-hmm. And I kind of would have liked to seen that, because in my mind, this is what I thought, because I was like, okay,
right.
I got myself ready for this, movie. I had to be ready, because the phone, all that.
Him at like 7 or 8 years old with his parents. About 4 minutes of that.
Yeah, at least some of that. I was really looking to see, or even though they started where they did, maybe a flashback of that somewhere. Mm-hmm. I mean, so I kind of
anything else?
Wanted to see some of that.
Anything else? Do you think was missing?
I did like that they showed the real Rudy at the end.
Bitch, are you for real?
Yeah, I like the way they did that. But I don't know. I guess I thought it was good, but then it was fast forwarded more. Like I think some things could have been expanded on that it wasn't.
Like what?
Like even when they were showing him trying to get an understanding of what he was trying to do with his comedy, how they went through that so fast. Mm-hmm. Him being on stage, him being the host of this comedic show, I think that could have been a little bit more there.
But he was a terrible host. They just established that he was terrible.
Yeah, but once he started establishing himself more, I think
going back and doing some.
Yeah, I think he could have brought some more of that in there too.
That makes sense.
But for the most part, it was a good movie. I just felt that it could have been more in some places where they kind of fast forward. Now, what they expanded on was how he did the movie. They really expanded on how the movie was created, which was good. But I just think there was some areas they could have gave a little bit more to.
Got you. All right. So 4.5 stars for Shayz. You couldn't even give it 4 3/4. It's like 5 stars for me. I'm joking. I'm messing around. We never did it. That's true. That's true. But Ed did his thing, and up next is Coming to America Part 2.
Woo! Can't wait.
And then Ed's return to the stand up.
He gonna be on Saturday Night Live this month.
And Ed on, so. Glad to see Ed back doing some of the raw stuff that we know him for. And glad that Shay's watching the movie the second time after she fell asleep the first time.
I had to be ready for Money Green, because when it's something he loves, I gotta be ready.
I wasn't gonna get on your butt. I wasn't gonna get on your butt.
Ready for this. I had to be ready.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it though, and hope you all enjoyed it too. The movie is Dolemite Is My Name. It's on Netflix, and this is Lyrics and Lies.
Check it out, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our channel.
Yeah, do that. And y'all check out, what did we just do? Talked about Dwayne Wade's situation with his son dressing with the nails and the half cut off shirt and all this kind of stuff.
And check out our episode that we did on American Son too.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff y'all to check out. So y'all do that. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. It's a Christmas holiday break.
That's right. And go back to some of the old ones that y'all might have missed.
Yeah, and Shayz takes her shirt off in one of them. So y'all watch that.
Yeah, let me know when y'all find that one.
It goes from a podcast to a video back to a podcast, like smack dab in the middle of the episode. That's like an Easter egg.
And comment when y'all find that for me.
Yeah, and then comment on what size y'all think her bra is. So that's it for us. Money Green.
And we cannot give Money Green no more to drink.
This is Shayz on the mic.
Shayz and I'm out.